I remember this one thing you said to me, and you said there were mornings that I did not want to wake up. And that is the truly frightening thing. You know, we tend to think of the word depression as a self-indulgence, as the luxury of those who can afford it. But it is actually lethal. Describe that feeling and how you clawed your way out of it.
It was exactly that. My parents were in town. They keep visiting me at least every month, and now even more often. So it was their day to like sort of go back, and you know they were packing, and I woke up, and I have to cross their room to sort of go to have my breakfast or whatever. And I looked at my mum, and I went and sat with her for a bit, and she was talking to me about something completely else, something else, and I started crying, you know. And I've always tried to be very, very strong about it because I live in Mumbai, they live in Bangalore, so I always try and put up a very brave front, even on the phone. I could have had the most difficult day, but when I talk to them, I literally have to take a deep breath and calm myself down to give them that feeling of assurance that I'm fine. So, you know, we were talking about something, and I broke down, and I think, you know, thanks to her awareness, she immediately said, I think we should call Anna because she's a family friend, and I think we should talk to her about it. And I did.
Anna Chandy,
Anna
who's here
Chandy,
today.
yes. Every day was a struggle, you know. And now when I talk to more and more people about it, or people come and talk to me about their experiences, I know of people who've struggled for 8 years, 10 years, 25 years. Some people, you know, sort of live with it for a lifetime. But it, like I said, it was the worst feeling of my life. And it felt like every day felt like forever. Every second felt like forever. And there were, like, you know, I told you last time also, there were days where I just felt like, it's not worth this, you know. It's not worth the strange feelings that I was feeling, and I just felt like there was no reason to live. There was obviously no one definite reason why I was feeling that way, but I had everything going for me, and there was no one definite, you know, reason. And I think the most difficult part was not being able to understand what was happening. And that's when you decide to see a doctor, because they're there to help you and to tell you why certain thoughts, why certain feelings, why you're feeling a certain way.
I was born, my parents, my mother especially, I think couldn't come to terms with the fact that there's another baby girl. And how I know these stories with so much details, because every time a guest visited, and every time there was a, you know, gathering, they repeated this story in front of me, that how I was the unwanted child, you know. And it's very hard to live in an environment where you're reminded, where you're constantly told that your existence, yeah, like you're a, you know, sort of fluke who just happens to be here, but are not meant to be here. I could never come to terms with that sort of environment, and I think that really explains why I just broke free in such an extreme way. So there was a certain discomfort that I felt growing up, that I'm not seen as I would want to be seen as. You know, I'm seen as Rangoli. My parents have had a child before Rangoli who didn't make it. He was a boy, and he died, I think, within 10 days of his birth. He was called Hero. So my parents could never really emerge from the loss of that baby boy. And when Rangoli was born, she was celebrated. Like, she was really taken care of, and there was huge celebrations.
Rangoli, tell me, there has been a very serious, severe episode of an acid attack with you. You know, you prevailed upon all of them, and you emerged much stronger. तो आप कुछ बताइए उसके बारे में, आपने कैसे उससे उस समय डील किया?
See, when this thing happened, so first of all, I was struggling for my life. As I told you that, you know, when this happens, so my the acid goes deep inside your skin, and if you don't get treated, then of course it attacks your organs also. So by that time I was struggling for my life, during the initial stage of this incident. So then later on, this psychological problems and this scar problem, it came later on. Of course, that's a big challenge to face. So yeah, of course, I had to face my physical pain, then mental trauma which I went through at 22, 23, and then it's not like मैंने खुद ही सब कुछ कर लिया. Of course, my sister was there. So उसका जो inspiration मुझे मिला and the way she told me how world is outside and I have to take care of myself and also it is my own inner strength also, the way I projected myself to the outer world, that is also very important. But I think अभी मैं पहले से ज़्यादा confident हूँ. If you see जो मेरा एसिड अटैक है उससे पहले जितनी मैं confident थी उससे ज़्यादा मैं अभी हूँ.
This is the first time I'm talking about it, as I want my fans to know what happened to me. Truth is, I was suffering from bipolar disorder. This went on for 18 months, during which I changed 4 doctors. The medications wasn't working and crazy things were happening. It was scary. 1 year had passed and I wasn't responding to medicines. Until a 4th doctor from Delhi treated me. For someone who has performed in front of a crowd of 20,000, I was scared of facing 4 to 5 people. That's what bipolar disorder does to you. After the sun went down, I was scared of my own family. I wasn't behaving like myself. I was a sick person. I wasn't in control of myself. I belong to my fans that have made me. They needed to know and this was the best time to talk about it.
प्रीवियस सीजन में हमारा एक एपिसोड था फाइटिंग रेप वाला. तो उसमें एक लड़की थी जिसका बलात्कार हुआ था और जिन लोगों ने वो किया था उन्होंने उसको जला भी दिया था. और वो जब अस्पताल में थी तो उस हालत में उसने अपना डाइंग डिक्लेरेशन दिया था. अब वो इंटरव्यू मैंने देखा है, वो हम आपको दिखा नहीं सकते, आप देख नहीं पाएंगे. मैं नहीं, मतलब मेरे लिए इतना मुश्किल था वो देखना. तो बहुत सारी चीजें देखी मैंने जिसका बहुत गहरा असर हुआ है मुझ पर. तो बहुत सारी चीजें जो हम टीवी पे नहीं दिखा सकते, वो बच्चे भी देख रहे हैं और लोग भी देख रहे हैं. तो वी हैव टू कीप दैट इन माइंड. और हम